Tamica Lee.
Yes.
Thank you for being here all the way from New Orleans. And here you are gracing us in New York.
Just for you.
Oh
Yes.
my goodness. I feel so special. I have a personal close love for New Orleans. So our family friend, the Reeds, Eric Reed, his wife Jade, their kids, they're our nieces and nephew. They are back home in New Orleans. One of my best friends in high school when I was growing up, her name's Christina. Her mom's like a second mom to me. From New Orleans.
I love how she says New Orleans. You actually say it right.
How do people say it?
Not right.
How do you say it?
New Orleans. New Orleans.
She says it's like New Orleans. It's like New Orleans. Like
Yeah.
New Orleans.
I probably
They taught
say
me-
New
you know what?
Orleans, huh?
Oh, don't do
that's
that.
People say New
wrong.
Orleans or New Orleans. Like they put
New Orleans.
You just say it right. I don't know how to make you say it right, but you say it right.
Christina's mom made me say right. Now that you said that,
I said
it's been.
big.
And I remember them saying it's not New Orleans and stuff, and I was like, oh my gosh,
New Orleans.
So now I'm
Yeah.
so used to saying it properly.
Now I'll never say it. But now I'm self-conscious.
Yeah.
Nola.
Don't ever
Is
say
Nola,
it,
does Nola
Katrina.
work?
Just say Nola.
Okay, cool. I can say that. I can say Nola.
You're good. I heard you. You're fine.
Wait, okay, so hold on. Drake and J. Cole just announced they're going on tour together. They have a New Orleans date.
Yes.
Two.
That never happens. Like never happens where that like
Tamika, you
like a
have to
celebrity
go.
Well, I'm going.
Okay.
I go everywhere.
Right, well,
but I'm
duh.
saying that they never do 2 dates. Like Beyonce did one, and like Taylor Swift did her one. So like that's good.
Two
Good
nights.
stuff.
I'm
Two
sure
nights.
they'll both sell
because it's
out.
that because it's New Orleans.
Yeah.
Why everything should be in New Orleans, right?
I want to be there a lot.
You should just come.
I want to retire there, I think.
Do it.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. I love New Orleans that much. Like it is my
What's your
favorite
favorite
place in
thing
the
about
country.
New Orleans?
Food, culture, my nieces, my nephew, Eric, Jade. Being there, I just feel very welcomed.
See?
I mean, but it's a lot of party though. Our friend Courtney,
Wait.
she parties a lot. Like every other
Yes.
day, I'm
Yes.
living through like all of her stories.
Yes. Yes. No, it's so funny. And,
Do people
and-
sleep?
No, no one sleeps there. And also, even when doing the show, everyone was like, wait, this is how life is. I'm like, no, this is actually how it is here.
Yes.
It's
Like, it
tiring.
actually is like this. I saw recently on Instagram, this girl did like a meme. I actually reposted it. And she was like, New Orleans, I can't keep up. I can't keep up with y'all. Like, y'all eat too much. Y'all do the most. And then y'all do it again. And y'all go and do it again. And we
Yes.
don't stop. Every Friday is a themed luncheon.
Oh, that's
And my
fun.
husband will pick me up at 6:30 for my lunch. You heard correct.
Lunch.
He has to pick me up. One, because I can't drive. I am done. Done with all the French 75s I've drank. And then 2, 6:30 p.m. Our lunch goes till 6:30 on a Friday.
What
With
time
a
does it
band.
start? What time does it start?
11:30. There's a theme. There's a band. We have music.
I'm moving
we have,
tomorrow.
We don't even eat. Like, he's like, and I'm like, bring me a Taco Bell. He's like, but I just picked you up from a 7-hour lunch. And I'm like,
And you didn't eat.
I
It was
drank a
just
lot.
drink.
Can I just say I have one beef, and
Yes.
it's crawfish boil. So you do all this work to break the
this?
crawfish, and you get this
It's the
much
whole, but it's the,
meat.
it's,
Yeah, it's a flavor,
I do
though.
like
It's
it.
a-
I
it's
like the
you pour it
environment, the
out, You have a
vibe.
beer. It's the music
corn.
and the friends, and you're just talking and eating. So
But you're
it's-
just doing so much work. I just
Yeah.
end up eating the corn.
So is it a violation if I ask for crab legs in it or something?
wait, what?
Like if I,
Oh.
yeah, see, it's a violation.
Violation.
It's not a violation. That's a
I can't put
Faux
other
pas?
seafood.
A faux
It's
pas?
just
It's weird.
no. People do, and they have when we have
Tamika's being
when we
nice
have
to
craw-
us.
No, when you have because there's either a crawfish boil or there's like
A
or you
seafood,
have,
maybe?
or you have like a crab leg situation. I don't think you put both
Oh.
together.
We
Because
went
the
to the wrong one.
crawfish boils a different seasoning than the crab legs.
Oh,
Like a Cajun
Like
versus...
this would be more like garlicky, buttery, whatever kind of things you want, and that's more of a boiled, spicy something. You could do both, but and then people get creative and try to do like Brussels sprouts in there, and I'm like, let's all stop. Let's do corn,
Right.
potatoes.
Yeah, I'm.
And
the
sausage.
Brussels sprouts sound a little
People put pineapples in. People put-
interesting.
people
I think
put
that
pineapple.
might taste good. The
It actually
pineapple-
does taste really
right.
It does. It does. I've judged a lot of crawfish boils in my life, or we say burls as we talk like that.
what is it?
Crawfish. Instead of saying boil, we say crawfish burl.
I'm not even going to try.
Like we say crawfish burl. We don't talk right down there, which I love.
I love it.
That's it. Yeah.
Okay, so how was it hosting Ready to
Yes.
Love Make a Move?
Well, let's go back to like how this all even got here, right?
Yes.
Okay. So we have 4 women from their season of Ready to Love. So these are the fan favorites, the all-stars. We have Ashley from season 1 from Atlanta. We have Zadia from DC, her season. We have Vernisha from Houston. And then Charisse from Miami. You could not get more type A, different women.
Very much.
And I mean, and you had to listen to where I said where they're from. They're from these big, metropolitan cities, and then they're coming to New Orleans.
Yeah.
To live together, which they didn't know.
Oh yeah.
And then they meet me, and they're like, "Wait, who are you?" So there's all of this, and then it's all the presentation of what's happening. So one, coming to New Orleans, and all 4 of these women, I will say, when they landed, they were straight honest. They were like, "I don't want to be here."
What?
In New Orleans.
Why? I
think it's because, well, one, when you're moving, I think it just was a lot of maybe nerves. Like they knew what the premise of the show was about. I think from coming from Ready to Love, where it's kind of men led. And I don't think that they knew that they would be kind of making the moves and like making the decisions. So they were coming to a new city, not knowing what this new series or show was about. And then kind of it was hot. It was, it was end of May. It was hot. It was summer. So they were like, I don't know if this is going to work. And I'm telling you, by the end, not talking about the love part, can't give my spoilers away.
Right,
but they fell in love with the city for sure. I mean, every last one of them.
Of course.
But it took like seconds for them to realize New Orleans is special.
Who do you feel struggled the most this season? It could be whether to...
I think Ashley and Zadia for totally different reasons, right? So
really?
I think, yes, Ashley struggled with the love part in herself. Ashley just had to... She's just so... to know Ashley, she's a ball of personality.
Oh, yes.
Ball. Like she walks in the room, she's there. She's a star, right? She's just bright light. And when someone's that intense, right? There's a lot going on that they're either not trying to and I'm not putting anything out there. This is her journey, but either you're trying to hide or try to figure out or go through. She holds a lot in. And so she pushes everything out. And so her journey with herself was, she cried every episode because she, my baby, but I'm like, Ashley, we have got to figure this out. And it was a lot of internal things for her. So she had the struggle journey of herself, and that kind of spelled over into love. And I think that Zadia was my trouble child of, she thinks she just knew it all. She came in, I know what I want, I know what I don't want, I don't need you. But isn't it
good though to kind of know what you want and don't want?
Yes,
what you're willing to do with?
Yes, of course. Absolutely. Those things are fine. Knowing what you want, knowing what you can't deal with, those are fine. But it is I call them the list things that are just not needed. When people say I want a guy who's 6'4" and he needs to make this much money and I don't want him to have kids, that is just stop. Just stop with all of that because that is, you are limiting yourself to such a beautiful man. You know what I mean? You have no idea. My husband, honestly, first date, he said, I have a child. And I was like, nice to meet you. Because I'm not doing this. I'm not trying to be a stepmom. I was not doing it.
Wait, so how did you, because it's what? You guys have been together 16 years married.
20 years.
20 years together, 16 years married.
Because it happened to me. I remember being on this date and there's this wonderful, beautiful man with a beautiful life. And he's like, I have a kid. And I said, I don't want any part of this. I don't want to be a mom. I don't want this.
What was it about that scared
it's the
you?
Person. Well, I was 23 and I didn't want to be a mom.
Yeah.
End of story. So I was like, that was my no. But, it's funny because he just didn't pressure his son on me. He just we just dated. And, I roll my eyes about it. And my son knows the story and I tell him all the time, I'm like, I did not want to meet you because I knew once I met you, it was going to be a problem. And it was a problem. So I dated and fell in love with my husband first. And then he said, we are a package deal. So you're going to have to meet this kid.
Right.
And I met this kid.
And you just...
big head. So cute. And then I fell in love. I was already in. It didn't matter at that point. I was already in.
So had you shut it down from the beginning, you wouldn't be in this situation
there you go.
now.
Right. And that's what we do with a lot of things like height requirement or race requirement or anything. You start limiting yourself to really opening your heart to love. Yeah.
This is exciting.
Yeah.
I also feel like Ashley had such a traumatic just upbringing and everything that she went through. So I really understand when you're talking about the struggle and what she went through, and we really saw it on full display. And I think even
she had the biggest heartbreak of her life. Her father, was murdered. And so when you have that heartbreak with the biggest love of your life, man, that's hard to find love again. It's hard to let anybody in.
And initially, I think it was the first episode when she was just remembering, the previous situation, what happened? And you're like, stop. We're not going to carry it into this. We're not going to bring the baggage here.
Yes.
How hard is that though? Because
we all do it.
Yeah, we all do it.
We all do it. We all do it. It's hard to leave all that behind, but you have to. That's how you learn and grow within yourself in order to be more vulnerable, to be open to love, right? It's all the steps to get to love. Everything that we're doing is a step to get to love.
Right.
That's what I do, or what I try to tell them and teach them. So her experience the first time around was tragic.
Right.
I mean, this guy was a liar, complete con artist, lied to her. I mean, so she's like, I'm coming off of heartbreak from my father. Then I put all of this into one man. Now you've broken my heart. It's deceit. And so let's do it again.
Right.
She's like, I don't know about this. If you start with a clean slate and you just really let go of the past stuff, you can just grow from that. You meet someone, if you come already guarded up with your stuff, and I don't want to hear this, and I don't want to hear that.
We're never going to get
anywhere. We ain't going
nowhere.
nowhere.
That's right.
It's not going anywhere. And so she had to let all that go so she can really just be open to dating and finding someone. And what she found, and what you're seeing now where we are in the episodes, is we're seeing a lot of where her insecurities are like now coming through. And she doesn't like it. She does not like it. So we get into that in the next episode coming up, because we had the friend come, Stormy came. It all just, Ashley's almost like, why is this happening to me? I'm like, because you're choosing it, by the way. You're choosing it. I had to go there with her. It was a tough day.
Oh.
It was a tough day. I said, I hate that word insecure too. Not insecure. I'm like, but you're choosing it. You've chosen all of this. You have to take the lead in your life. So you have to leave everything else behind, start from scratch. You got to get real with yourself. She has to start looking at herself. And she does. And it's beautiful to watch it. It really is.
Okay, so let's talk about the other ladies on the show. So let's break it down. Zadia, tell us about Zadia.
Zadia. She came in, nope.
Oh yeah, it was clear. It was clear.
She came in very clear about, what she wants and what she didn't want and what she was going to do. And it's funny because when someone's that clear, it's like, okay, all right, I got you. Okay,
right.
Okay. And she was so resistant to all of it. And she's the one right now that has the long-standing, the guy has been, Cam has been around. She's keeping Cam around. And so it's funny to watch her.
That's so interesting.
I know, but it's so good.
I wasn't expecting it.
I kind of was.
Did you expect that?
Yeah, because
really?
Yeah, somebody who's that like, you just like, hold on. Let me soften you up with like the best. So it was a match. It was a perfect match, really, honestly.
Yeah.
And, or it is a perfect match. I'm talking in past tense, but it's a perfect match because Cam just lets Zadia be Zadia. And that's what she needed.
That's the best part.
Right? And so right now she's like, stop setting me up on dates, Tamica. But I'm going to keep doing it because
that's what you're supposed to be doing. You're helping, you're matchmaking,
Yes.
you're bringing all your experience and what you've been through and just giving it to them, which I think is great. Initially, when they first got introduced to you, because I was really trying to read body language, do you think they didn't know like your vibe? Were they a little on guard with you?
I think if I was happy that it was a woman, like all the ladies were like, it's a woman. Whoever this is, whatever she's doing, we love it. Right.
It's a woman's touch.
It's a woman's touch. And then Zadia, and if you recognize it from Southern Charm, New Orleans. So it all made sense. Right. And so then it became, well, why are you here? Right. Immediately was, why are you here? And what are you about to do?
Right.
And it was so funny. And Charisse immediately took to me. She was the first one that kind of just, Tamica, help me. Yes, thank you.
Really?
Yes. She took to me immediately. And Vernisha just is a mom. Vernisha's like mama bear. Right. You want to like crawl like under her and just like live forever. The end.
And I feel like her personality is just so lovable.
She's so great.
And like I feel like anytime she shared advice, I think even when she was talking to Charisse, like you could just tell she has so much compassion about just situations.
She's just that, like this is her. I call it consistently consistent. She's just chill. She's never gonna get too mad. She has it all together. She's like figuring it all out. But that's where her downfall of finding love is, because she's an all-in type of person. So she will like meet you, and if she loves you, she's all in. And if not, whatever. I'm like, we gotta.
But that's hard.
I know.
I get it.
But
Open it up a little bit.
But let's start.
Yeah.
let's start loosening up those tight berets of sorts of like because she feels like she has to protect her kids.
Yeah.
She's a protector. She's
That's
a mom.
right.
And she's like, I can't have anybody in my life that is not coming at all correct. So move to New Orleans. You're here. Let's do this. Just while you're here, you don't have to worry about your kids and just let loose and see what you really want and really like. So that's kind of where my journey was with her.
Do you want them to end up with the person that you set them up with?
No, I want them to end up with their person. And it might not be who I set them up with. But I have brought everybody in. So technically, yes. But I will say for the show purposes, yes, because I brought everybody there. Right. But I like their journey of finding out what that looks like for them. Because you have to stay with me. You gotta be with this person forever.
So how did you pick everybody? How did you?
I mean, New Orleans, Southern gentlemen.
So everybody knows everybody in New Orleans?
Are you serious? New Orleans is 1 degree of separation from knowing someone. Yes. Yeah. It's just everybody knows everybody. So yeah, it's one of those things where and everyone's looking for love. It's interesting how many single people there are out there. And older single people. This wasn't like 20-somethings. These were 30, 40, 50-year-old men. And the ladies were, everybody's like, at mid-age. So it was fun.
What did you think about Charisse and Zadia and their situation? And did you believe Zadia initially when she... Okay.
So I did. So everybody thinks that I did not know...
that Zadia was
I don't know what's going on in the house because I don't live there. They live there.
Nobody tells you anything. No, none of the producers report back?
Yes and no.
Okay.
Dates. But I didn't know. I always want to know about the dates. I'm nosy, right? So when the dates are happening, I'm like, producers call me. Let me know what happened. I want to know if I set this right, if I did this right, or where am I? Because I wanted to know if I was doing the right thing. What didn't they like? What went well? Right. Because I didn't see the dates. So I wanted to know what happened on the dates. And before I kind of recapped, I wanted to hear also. But that night, it was interesting because I was just like, what's going on in the house? How's everybody getting along? 4 women moving together, living together. What's happening? And Charisse is just sitting there like she wants to die. And I can read her. You can read someone. Right. So I'm like, well, what's happening? And then Ashley, she's turning her head. She's doing this. I'm like, what is happening? Because I don't know what's happening. And they're like, Tamica, I'm like, I don't know what's happening.
I really thought you knew what was happening.
I did not.
Too.
I said, what's going on? And that's what Charisse said. I have rules in the house. And I was like, oh, what happened?
Yeah.
And then we figured out that someone didn't stay there. Well, then I go down the list and said, well, why can't y'all tell me? I was here. Zadia, I was here. I'm like, okay. So it turned into a whole thing. It didn't even have to be. You're a grown woman. If you want to be out at night, go out. Go out at night.
Right.
But it became a thing. And it's Charisse is this, only child. And she just doesn't vibe like that. She's like, I don't want men in the house. And that's fine. Right. And then Zadia's like, and then the rest of the women didn't care. They were like, if you want somebody to come over, let them come over. We live on our own. We're grown. Go in your room. So I don't know what happened, but it became, okay, so then there's a fight. But then Zadia kept trying to apologize and Charisse just wasn't having it.
I think because the apology, I think Zadia also kind of wanted Charisse to acknowledge, like, maybe she could have handled the situation different.
Right.
But Charisse is serious about her sleep. Clearly, that if there's one thing I took away from this is that
Charisse is like, but it's my sleep. Yeah. Don't call me at 7 a.m. and wake me up.
Right. Okay. And that's what happened with Zadia. She called her early in the morning to open up the door because she was outside or whatever. And Charisse was upset about this.
No, she was very upset. She was very upset to the point where it spilled over in that evening into our cocktail hour in our session. It was a whole thing.
Do you think they'll ever be best friends?
Well, I know no.
Okay, who do you think will be best friends forever? Or at least for a very long time? Everybody else. Yeah, I don't see them.
No, those 4 went through something. And, when you go through something like that, you are friends. There's a sisterhood beyond. And it's kind of like fighting with your brother or sister, right? You fight. Right. We are united front. We're going to fight at home. Right. I'm going to, take your whatever. You're going to whatever. And then we're going to go out and we're going to be family. Right. I could talk about you, but you better not talk about it.
Correct.
It's that. I think that's how the 4 of them are. They have a sisterhood. They obviously have a bond. And I think that as a united four, they're going to stick together.
Right.
But I think
amongst each other,
there's 4 grown women
right,
that have lived together in a house that didn't. It was a lot.
Who's someone that you would want to go and have lunch with until 6:30 p.m.?
Who would? Out of those 4?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Who could keep up with?
Who could keep up? Ashley would keep up. Ashley would. I would have to drag her. She's going to stay till 8. She wants to. Bernicia would be back at home cooking breakfast for the next morning. That's her. She'd be like, I think it would be Zadia and Charisse. Both of them. They're so. When I tell you like
complete opposites.
Complete opposites. Yeah. But I would. Those 2 are fun. Mm-hmm.
Who do you think is going to end up getting married?
Who I think is going to end up getting married?
First, out of everybody.
Just married.
Getting married first. Out of the 4 ladies. That you could see it happening sooner than everybody else.
Zadia.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, see, you know the rest of the season. So, we've only seen what is out.
Oh, everything you think you know, you do not know.
Promise.
Oh my. Yeah, you don't know. No,
okay.
This episode starts, I think when the friends came in, they put like gas on the pedal.
Right.
And it literally off the tracks in the best way ever. And also the worst way ever. I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
Without saying anything. It literally, whatever you think it's so good. It gets so good.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Okay, so how was it when the production company, and they were like, hey, Tamica, we want you to host. We want you to be our guru. We want you to be the matchmaker. We want you to be the expert on the show.
Right.
What was your first reaction? Did you have any, am I going to be able to be honest with everybody? What was that for you?
One, I was like, finally, I feel like I can do something. It felt so natural. I didn't feel like it would be work or it would be something out of my element or I would have to like actually fake.
Right.
I felt, wow, I get to actually just do what I've been doing my whole life, which is telling all my friends what to do about love and how to match people up. Because this is what I do in my it wasn't my job, but it's what I've done my whole life. I feel
You're
like
the go-to.
I'm the go-to.
Right.
Literally. So yes, super fun. And one of my main concerns and questions, to producers, I said, I have to be honest with these ladies. I have to do Tamica. And if I can't do Tamica, we're gonna have a problem. And they let me go. They let me say what I had to say. So I don't think there was anything I couldn't say or didn't say.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I said everything.
Were you excited for it to be on OWN Network?
Yes, absolutely. I love Black love. I love love. But yes, it was important to me for it to be in the right space. And I felt like sometimes reality shows or dating shows, it's all about the drama or all about the show itself. It's not really about what
the substance of it.
The substance
the
of like
core of it.
Yeah, the core of it. Like how is this going to work? I knew if it was with Will Packer and Light Media, and especially on OWN, I knew it was going to be a show of substance. I knew it was going to be good. And having these ladies who didn't find love the first time or found it and it didn't work out, it was like, this is a no-brainer. This is going to be great. Because I knew the men in New Orleans were, they're going to be Southern gentlemen. We're going to have good men here. These ladies are coming ready to love. So, and there's nothing to be voted off on. They're not getting voted off.
Right.
They're doing and running the show. So I felt like it was a good home at OWN. Yes, I loved that part of it. It felt special.
How involved is Will Packer in part of the show?
Production. So it's like, yeah, they're there. Like everybody's, look, that's one thing. Production is, they're making sure everything is done right. And it was long hours, but we wanted to make sure that, because we didn't
love that though.
No, and I say that because you're talking about a dating show, right? You want to make sure everyone's getting what they want out of someone. So we're not cutting off dates. We don't want to make sure or cut off cocktail hours or even our sessions. And I know you see a few minutes of those sit downs that we do. We were there for hours, literally talking through dates and going through dates and figuring out what that looks like and going through your interpersonal self and what that looks like. And the girls had their input, what they saw, because I didn't see so much, but the girls saw when Ashley would come home from her date and how she smiled, or Venetia had the Tabari, Jabari, what do I do? That whole thing. So it was they saw that. It was beautiful. So we had a lot of time.
They had a lot of chemistry.
Which
Jabari?
one? Jabari and Vernisha. I did
Yeah.
share a lot of Jabaris. Jabari and Vernisha, yes.
Initially, at least from what we've seen. I know you know the rest of it, so it's hard to kind of go back.
No, they
in
have
time.
great chemistry.
They had great chemistry.
Yes.
And I felt like when she was making her decision, it was pretty clear what she was going to do. And he was really happy too.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. So a little bit more about the production, because I love that you touch on the fact that what people are seeing are just a few minutes of hours of conversation.
Yeah. And that's the thing. This wasn't a short, it wasn't, let's just do this. It was it was dates. There were real dates.
Right.
Real dates. And I know, cameras were up for this part of it so they can get this conversation. They had real dates. We had real conversations. They text me a lot. These girls, I gave my number.
I was just about to ask
girl,
you.
no, I didn't really care what really they had to say about it. I wanted them to have my number. And I wanted them to call me when they had questions. And they did.
You don't have any regrets now?
No. I love those girls. And they became sisters to me. And I gave advice like I would my girlfriends. They're my girlfriends.
Oh,
it became that serious to me. So yeah.
Is anyone going to move to New Orleans at some point? Or
I
is there
can't tell you this.
Okay, wait. If there's anyone out of the group that you're just like, they're more than likely at some point in their life to move to New Orleans.
That's a good way of redirecting and re-answering a question I can't answer.
Like for me, I said I would retire.
But you love New Orleans. Yes,
I do love New Orleans. Was there anyone who
I
hated it?
I think all four loved New Orleans, but
they loved it more than when they obviously first came.
Yes,
right?
absolutely.
Okay,
so the question is, will they move to New Orleans for love, or will they move to New Orleans for New Orleans?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll find out.
We'll find out. Okay, this is good.
We'll find out.
It's a good teaser.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to go back a little bit because yes, we heard so much about the show, but a little bit about you. You were an anchor and you left in New Orleans, so you're no longer reporting on news.
Correct.
You've left and now you're engulfed in the reality world.
Yes. Well, I had a reality show 6 years ago, Southern Charm, New Orleans, which I did while I was working. That was tough. So yes, I come from a TV background, which is what you were saying. Yes, I did news for 10 years and I was the morning anchor the last 3 years. And that was tough, waking up at 2:30 in the morning. Yeah. No one wants to wake up at 2:30 in the morning. It was
it's hard, man.
I was not a nice person. My husband, we almost didn't make it. I mean, true story. Yeah. It was bad. He was like,
why?
Because I was crazy. What do you mean? Wake up at 2:30. You tell me how you are.
Insane.
5 days a week for. I mean, I had kids. I have a husband, which is so I got 3 kids. You heard that right? I have 3 kids with him. Yes, child. I'm just kidding.
And we need to hear how you balance this because this is remarkable. Right.
It was I don't think I did it well. So my other thing is people always, you have it all, or can you have it all? I'm like, yeah, at certain max capacity, right? You can't do everything at 100 and think you're going to be this flawless person. No, something has to give.
Right.
So I put like 70% into everything and I can have it all.
Right. I'm not mad.
I don't think I'm doing it right, but I think that's what I'm doing. So that's what's happening. So no, I think when I was working on the news, waking up that early, I was struggling as a mother at certain parts and a wife for sure.
Right.
And I wasn't a nice person sometimes because I was tired or and it became that whole thing, which I changed careers. I was a professional dancer for years before I decided to do TV. So I changed careers.
What made you want to change careers?
It's a long story and I won't go into all the details, but I was a professional dancer. I danced for like Tina Turner, James Brown. I did Super Bowls. I danced for Beyonce. I've danced a lot. That
is amazing.
One of my best friends was Twitch. So we went around America, taught dance, the whole 9. And then I had a tumor in my back. It wasn't protruding, but I didn't know if it was like what it was. It wasn't cancer, but I had back surgery. And I didn't think I could dance again after like 31. I had my daughter and I was just like, I'm getting too old to dance at 31. My career is over. And I woke up in the hospital and I said, I want to be on TV. And I kind of stalked the news director of the news station in New Orleans. I stalked him.
It's okay. You Googled a lot.
I lied and said that I had been on TV and he should hire me to be an entertainment host. And I had never been on television before. But anyway, created a reel, sent it to him. He called a year later when Super Bowl was in New Orleans. And I hosted my first entertainment show. And then the rest is history. Facts. So...
What year was this?
2012. Mm-hmm. I left 10 years to the day that I started television.
Wait, is 2012 when Colin was in the Super Bowl?
I think so. Hold on.
I think so. And that's when the lights went out.
Yes, the lights out. Beyonce, yes.
That is 2012.
Yes,
that was when he
2012.
was in the
So-
Super Bowl.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so synergy. I'm telling you, I love everyone from New Orleans right now. Are you
Super
kidding me?
synergy, the
Are you kidding
universe.
me? I knew it. I was like, wait a minute. This sounds.
See?
That's why I asked, what year was this?
Yeah, it's 2012.
So after that, then what happened?
So then what happens? So I just like faked it till I made it. And I started off as a traffic reporter, and then I went to, my big job, which I was an evening entertainment reporter for another station, an ABC affiliate. And then COVID happened. So there was no entertainment. There was no food, no entertainment, no restaurants open. So the show was canned, and I had no job. So at the same station, they said, hey, can you come to the mornings and be an anchor? And I'm not an anchor. I don't have the anchor voice.
Right.
You know? Good morning. I don't even know how to do it because I don't have an anchor voice. But I did. And the city loved it. They loved me, and I loved the city, of course. And it worked out. I did for 3 years.
Now you're completely engulfed.
And then the show calls, and I was like,
focused on
wait a
reality
minute.
show.
I love this. Let's do this. And so I jumped. I just like left it all. And I'm just, here I am.
Was it hard for you to be an anchor? Like hearing the news? News can
Yes.
it's daunting.
Yeah.
It's exhausting. So I can only imagine. I don't know. For me, I'm an
I
empath.
cried.
So it just brings me down
The first
so
2
much.
years. Yes.
Yeah,
The first
right?
2 years doing it, I would like cry all the time because I knew it. Like, I would say I know what really happens. We would get so many stories in. We can only report on so much, or
Yeah.
knowing the real story with stuff we can't say. It just became a lot.
Yeah.
But then you get desensitized by a lot of it too. So that's almost the bad part. A lot of things I would hear, and I'm like, it would just go in and out because I couldn't really. And then it was early morning. It's early morning. It's heavy news. It's hair,
Right.
makeup. It's a lot, and it's wonderful. Like, it was a wonderful job.
Sure.
I learned a lot. But yes, that was that part of my life.
It's a lot.
And so now I'm on a new part of my life,
Which is exciting.
Yes, super exciting.
Okay, so when it comes to reality, just TV in general, do you like to actually be involved in it, or do you like to be a little bit removed, like a host, where you get to just?
Well, that's what I love about Ready to Love, Make a Move. That's what I loved so much about this show, was that I was a host and I was all in their business.
Right.
As a matchmaker.
And not in your business like that, right?
I was like, don't come to my house. Although, I'm an open book, so whatever. But I loved that instead of just being, how hosts will come in and leave.
Yes.
They say their part, they leave. And
Right.
it's fine. I can do that all day long. But to be a part of their journey was,
Right.
wow. Like, that was great. That was, I think, one of the conversations early on with production. I really wanted to be involved a
Right.
lot with this journey. I was like, I need to know everything.
Yeah.
Because so I can make, you're talking about love. If you want two people to end up together at the end of this, I got to know everything. I need to go in on you, him, y'all, your friends. Who's your mama? Bring her down. Like, I want to know everybody.
What do you think about somebody doing a background check on, a potential date?
Nessa loves this, by the way.
I think it's great. I think you should.
Wait.
I think,
Always. What are you talking about? Like, you talking about like
potential love interest.
Yeah.
doing a background check?
Potential
Absolutely.
date.
Yeah. I mean,
Really?
we have the means to now. Yeah.
So I'm the only one that thinks it's intrusive.
Yes, I think so.
You think it's intrusive?
Yeah, like what
We're
happens
about
to
to go
just?
on a date. Who are you?
I'm not
are you? You could
saying
be a
go to
killer.
the house. Like we can meet in a public place.
You could be
you-
a killer. I do 2 levels.
2 tiers, social
Google, I'm
media.
gonna Google you all the way through.
That's
this.
fine.
Oh,
Boom,
yeah,
boom,
yeah,
boom,
yeah.
boom, boom. And hey, if I can find a way to get a background check on
Oh,
somebody,
you want like a real background check.
do you trust what we see nowadays?
I'm split. One, it's not intrusive. If you feel that way, you're entitled to that, but it's not intrusive.
I'll
I don't
tell you
think.
why she
Also,
thinks it is.
background check, the full Monty of a
That's what
background
she's
check.
talking about.
That to me is like, I feel like that'd be like date 3 if we were serious. If I like,
Okay, but it's
that.
still up there. It's still up there. I also agree with Tamica on
Yeah.
that. I'm okay at date 3 to do a
Yeah.
background check. It's fine. I'll tell you why. Because Katrina is mortified that somebody's going to find out she has bad
I
credit.
have bad credit. Doesn't that
so-
show up in a background check?
This is why
Then
she
all of a
does that.
sudden,
Okay.
this man doesn't
Okay.
realize I'm such a
No,
stellar
time
human
out.
being
Well,
because
then,
my
okay,
bad
I'm about
credit
to do
is
some,
in
about
his
to do
face.
some work on you, girl. Hold on. You can't fake that. You can't fake that. Like, meaning you can't fake it. So if you're dating this guy, if he sees it or not,
Right.
then what happens? Y'all fall in love. When are you going to tell me you have bad credit?
I'm just saying, what
No,
if
but
he
when
saw it before and was like, oh man, I can't
it's
get
a
a house
thing
with
now.
her.
Okay, so what happens when y'all are seriously dating and then you tell me you have bad credit?
Well, tell her what happened.
Then
with
he's
you and
more
Tone.
amenable.
Tell her what happened with your life partner.
Nessa made me and my partner now. We are together. We've been together over 10 years. We've been together 13 years. We have a daughter. So she has a successful matchmaking story.
See?
No credit score was spoken about before we got together.
However,
imagine if it was. However, I needed to get a car at one point. I was having trouble getting a car. So he was like, I have a friend at the dealership. Let's go. So we went down there and he was like, all right, we can go check and see if you can get a lease. I'm just going to run your credit real quick. He left and I told Tony, I was like, he might come back with a little something for you to nibble on. So he was like, what? I was like, I have bad credit. He was like, oh, how bad? And I didn't want to tell him.
Bad.
Okay. 2 questions. One, do you think if he would have found out when you first got together, he would not be with you?
It's possible. Nessa, you knew him more than
I don't believe that. I don't like a guy like the way you're making him sound.
He's a great guy.
He's a great guy.
Okay, then he wouldn't care regardless. So that's my whole point.
But do you think people should share finances early on in a relationship?
Yeah, I mean, I hate the interview question, lifestyle dating thing. Like, first dates to me should just not be like so interviewee, because you really send your representative and you can say anything you want. So those type of things, you're just saying what you want other person to hear. So that's just always weird to me. I always feel like you should do something. You can really see how somebody is. Right. Okay, that's like number one. But finances, yeah, I mean, those talks should come up, obviously, if you've been dating, not the first date. But yes, I mean, you want to make sure somebody's like a good provider. You want to make sure that they're but my point is sometimes they might not be. And so like, for example, like that was one of like Sharice's things. She's like, I need my man to make this much. I need him like and I'm thinking, but do you have it together too? So, and that was a question I had to post to her. Now she does. And so she wanted her man to obviously come to her level. But are we really talking about like love here? Or are we talking about just like making a happy home so everybody's like happy and we're not really looking at love? Because if you're looking at finances, you're not really looking at love.
Right. I just think knowing that Tone, her partner, is now aware that he probably has to take care of.
He wouldn't have cared from jump. If he sounds
a great
like
guy. He wouldn't have cared.
He wouldn't have cared.
But it is a burden. Katrina's
don't get us started on when he found out about my student loan. So we could save that for another day.
Her now.
They still call her.
And they just started back up.
I know
I've been ignoring them now. This is a new wave of ignoring the creditors, but that's okay.
She was hoping.
Story for another day.
Yeah.
It's okay. For another day. He's still here, so
he's
we're
still
good.
Here. He would have been here from day. He would have been here from one if he's heard that. Trust. He would have been here. Yeah, he would have. And if he wouldn't, then you don't need him anyway.
Yeah, then we wouldn't have.
Like doesn't matter.
Been here. I guess
because I think it would have been worse if you were like together and then he found out if that's how he really feels and he would have.
Yeah, it would have been. Yeah, you're right.
No,
I guess so. I still don't.
I always say put everything out in front. Put everything put everything out. Like for me, I'm like, give me all of your red flags. Give me all of the bad. Like give me everything that I have to deal with. Right now.
Okay, so in your relationship, obviously your friends, you're the go-to, right? And they see what you've been through and how you've had a very successful marriage. What were some of the red flags you shared with your husband early on? Or did he even care?
I mean, I'm a bit nutty. So it's like, it's just, there's that. I come with my whole essence of the red flag. And it's like, am I going to just deal with this, right? I don't think I had baggage or red flags. But I will say I was a lot. I was just a lot. I'm still a lot. So he knew he was getting himself into. I was more floored by his stuff. I was more like, he was, older. He had a kid. They weren't married before. I was like, so you can't commit. And then I was like, you know what I mean? And then I was like, that he's a mama's boy. I was like, okay, this will be fun. So it was a lot of, I was like not into
and wow,
this.
It worked out. Because these are all red flags right now.
Right. But I was going to meet this man. I was going to meet my husband no matter where I was in life, no matter what direction, choice I made, wherever. If I ended up in LA or ended up in New York, I was going to meet him. He is my person. Like that is a fact.
Yeah, that's right.
And so it doesn't matter what all of this is. That's why I tell like everybody, it doesn't matter what it is that you're bringing to the table that might be bad or that they're bringing. It is figuring it out. That's what the relationship is. And if it's supposed to be, and I always know when I see it, I don't know it like looking at it, right? So if I knew somebody for you, I don't know. I think it might be a good match.
Right.
It sounds like it could be. You'll have some things in common. It looks like, you'd be attracted to him or whatever. But until I see it, then I'm like, that's it. Because it's just, and two partners, when they fit and they meet, you're destined to meet your soulmate, you know? Right. So it's like, when you meet them, all that other stuff doesn't matter. You're going to work through it all. And it really, honestly, I needed all of his stuff. I needed to work through my stuff. I don't know if that makes sense.
Wow. Yeah. Yes. I know exactly what you mean.
Right. Yes. Wow. Yeah. And so I needed like safety, and like my dad passed away really early on. So I didn't feel safe. I never felt like really, truly like love. And I didn't have like that parent, and then the first thing I meet, I had to be a mom.
Right. Wow. That is.
Think about that. So I'm running away from all of the things I don't want, but it's actually what I need. Yeah. So it's like you have to really like look at a lot of stuff sometimes when you meet people. Yeah.
Okay. So what do you think about cheaters? Is a cheater always a cheater, or can they change?
It's gonna be really hard for people to hear, because this is how I feel about it. I feel like people don't cheat on people that they're truly in love with. You can love somebody, and that can be your partner, that can be your person. And I will say this, and my husband knows this, I'm not in love with him all the time. I'm not. I love this man. He is my partner. We have ups and downs. I'm in love. I didn't even like him for a whole year, like 2011. Like,
it's because you're waking up at 2:30
I just didn't like him for an entire year. Okay. So when you're in love, you're not going to cheat. Yeah. Okay. Now, when you're not in love, that's a character right. situation. But yes, it's a choice. Do I think cheaters, once a cheater, always a cheater? You're a cheater. So you are what you are. But I think that if someone's in love with you and they've cheated before and they're in love with you, they will not cheat. Now
what about during the hard times? Like,
but that's what I'm saying. That's why because there's two ways to talk about it, right? So if like if you're in a relationship and your person is cheated, they probably will do it again. Yes.
For sure.
Yes.
Right.
So that's that answer.
For sure.
But he won't, like, your partner will not cheat on you if he's in love with you. Yeah. Or she's in love with you.
So do you think you can be in love with somebody for 30 years straight?
No. But a cheater will be a cheater, and a non-cheater will not cheat. Right. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a choice.
So if you decide to be with a cheater and this person isn't in love with you all the time, more than likely they're going to cheat on you.
But you have to take it into each relationship, meaning like if they, so I and this is just my opinion. I think that a person that was in another relationship, if they cheated, that is not your relationship. That has nothing to do with you. I think if the person has cheated on you, they will cheat again. That's what I think.
So do you think you should not get with a cheater?
I mean, who's telling you that they're cheating though?
But they could be. What if they're open right up
front? On the show, they were asking,
if they were
right?
open, if they're open to say it, wow, that's a lot. But I'm saying, I think that that's a totally different situation with the person, because a man can show up for, so like if it wasn't right and he's cheating and he's just, because it wasn't right, that wasn't their person, they're cheating. When he meets his person, he wants to do everything right by you. I mean, he is like, a man will change come hell or high water for a woman.
For sure.
That he is. So if he's a cheater, what I'm saying is, if he's in love with you, he's not going to cheat. But he's also a choice. It's a decision that he's going to make consciously that he won't cheat. It has nothing to do with either or. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Right? One has nothing to do with the other.
That is tough.
I know it's tough to hear, but it's like, yeah.
Okay. No, I get it. Okay. So what about dating someone with a different political view?
Like religious and like political and those type of things it could work. It's hard. It's tough. But yes, I mean, it could, yes, you can make anything work, but that's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough. If you want to work through that,
yeah.
I don't have a choice. I mean, who am I to say no or yeah? I think if you want to work through something like that, it's just a lot of work.
And depending how different the views are, I think sometimes it just won't work.
And that might be one of your, I would say there's 3 non-negotiables you need in relationships, or like that you won't bend on. And that might be one of them. And that's fine. But like I would say, like religious views, political views, things like that, that's really hard to work through. Really hard to work through sometimes.
What were your 3 non-negotiables when you first started dating your husband?
They changed. Actually, I feel like mine have changed. I feel like what I wanted or what they would have been back then, what they are now, it's a little different. One non-negotiable is I'm family first, and I wasn't that. 20 years ago. I wasn't. I told this man, I was like, I don't even know you and your kid. And now I'm just like family first, you know, obviously my family, like family first, cliche, but nice guy. Like, I think my husband's one of the nicest guys in the world. I think he's like, he's just the best guy in the world. You just have to be like a good person. A good person. For me, it's just being a good person. And we all know what that means. Like, stop with the toxic stuff, stop with the gaslighting, stop with all that, like all of that extra stuff and your stuff that you bring into me, and just be a good person. Just show up and be a good person. That's really like the non-negotiables I have right now. Like, it's very easy, but you know, they sound easy. It's tough to live by sometimes.
For the ladies, they're starting off dating journey. You're there to help them. What would you tell them should be their 3 non-negotiables in general? Yes, it's not going to be perfect, but just 3 points that they should keep in mind.
Vulnerability is number one. I think if you show up vulnerable, and a non-negotiable for you is a man that is open about a lot of things, not just about words. Because I always say, like, he can send a representative, he can interview so well, and then show up for the job and not, you know, perform, so to speak. So I feel you can always tell a vulnerable man, like, who leads with his heart. That to me is like one non-negotiable. I always say, like, it's so interesting. You can tell so much through a smile through somebody. I know it's weird.
No, I agree.
But it's when you're on a date with a guy, just like notice when he smiles and what he smiles about. It's really interesting if you pay attention and stop like talking and like listening and actually watch patterns. Because, you know, you can say whatever, you can do whatever, but it's your patterns that really make a difference in, you got to watch like body language and smiles for men when they're with you. That tells a lot. I don't know. That's not even non-negotiable. I'm just going off I'm
like just 3 important like vibes.
Yeah.
And
I like that one.
Lifestyle, whatever that means for you for you. My lifestyle choices might not be your lifestyle choices of what you want, but those are non-negotiables.
Right.
What are we doing? You can change color of hair. You can change clothes of a person. You can change. Right. You cannot change their character. You can't change their lifestyle.
That's right.
You can't change if they are a partier at 3 a.m. You can't change those things. Also, my husband and I have very different lifestyle choice. Like, I do like to like lunches and go out and party, and that's me. He does like to be at home. We don't have the same interests, but we have the same lifestyle, moral choices. We still have the same like grounding foundation of what we think a life should look like.
Right.
That's what I mean.
Yep. No, I get it. What are 3 things that you do to make sure that, you know, you're taking care of your marriage? And give us some tips out here.
Oh my gosh. It's so tough because it starts with communication. We say it all the time, but we really have to communicate. My husband has gotten 5 different wives in our marriage, like 5 different people. I was a different person than I was when we met. Then 4 years later, he's been the same person. That man's been the same man since day one.
Really?
Yes. I have been 16 different people. So I have to
like what? Tell me the range.
Because I'm just y'all. I've just told you I was a dancer, then I was a TV, then I was, you know, I wear many hats.
Your core is you.
But my core is me. But I've been there. I'm different, as a mom. I'm different. As before I had kids, I was, you know.
Yep.
You know, I'm changing all the time. So I had to communicate a lot with him about who I am in this phase of my life. It's true. Like, I'm a different person all the time. So I have to keep up. He has to keep up with what that looks like. So it's a lot of communication. We don't do presents.
I love that.
We don't do presents. I find that it's just too much pressure. Mm-hmm. And so what we do is we just do a year round. He just gives me what I want a year round. No, I'm kidding. We don't do presents because we're intentional about making it every day or every year or all the time, giving what we want to give. If he sees something he wants to give me on February 2nd, he's doing it. He doesn't have to come on the 14th for Valentine's. He doesn't show up when it's time to show up. He's showing up year round. So that's what I mean. Nice. You know, so we don't do presents, things like that. We don't, and we just stay. It's constant communication about what's going on. Honestly.
I love that.
Yeah.
How do you keep it spicy? Any tips?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out right now. I'm kidding. we're in a life has changed for us in our household. So what does that look like for us? Although he did get his wife back, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When I left the morning news, okay? Because homegirl was tired.
Yes.
Homegirl was tired. I was tired every day. And he's like, what about Saturday? I'm like, I'm tired on Saturday. Yeah. I'm tired at 2:00 on Sunday. I'm tired all the time.
I'm tired next month.
I'm tired. I'm tired in 6 months. I'm tired. I don't want any of it.
Yeah.
So he got his wife back. I mean, so so I think, changing a career might, I don't know, having time.
Getting sleep,
being right. And then, out of your element, always, I've heard this before, but you got to keep dating. You got to keep dating your partner. You have to keep dating your partner. 20 years later, you have to keep dating. Make reservations, do something special. You have to keep dating, because if not, because you want to stay in love, right?
Yeah.
That's the whole point. You want to stay in love, and it ebbs and it flows. But yeah, that's the whole point. Keep dating, be open. Yeah. Those type of things. No presents. Don't do presents.
It's too much pressure.
In the beginning, presents, of course. You want to see, I want to know what you think. Right. But not, after so long, you're just like.
And it could be just experiences and, doing things together for the first time, traveling somewhere. Yeah. And also when you have kids, things just change in general.
Yes.
Like, I know for me, what makes me happy or with Colin is like when I see him just hanging out with our baby.
Yes.
Our baby's 15 months. And just seeing Colin as a father, an amazing father. I mean, I knew he was always going to be a great dad,
but you're like,
he
wow.
surpassed that.
Really?
Like, he's just like the greatest ever. And that's what makes my heart go, oh my God,
I know.
I'm so happy.
And you're like, I did the right thing.
I did the right thing.
Yeah.
It's so funny that you mentioned that you just change in a relationship.
Yes, you change.
Totally how I was 8 years ago is different than how I am now. In a good way, but my core is still the same. So I love that.
Yes. And also, it's interesting when you're dating, a big question I always say to ask somebody is like, what are your expectations of, or I would say this for long-term dating, somebody who's thinking about getting engaged or marriage. What are your expectations of what this looks like, of me, of us, of this ever-evolving relationship? Because I'm not going to look like this in 20 years. I'm not going to act like this. I'm not going to be this person. So what is your expectations? Ooh. Like, what are your expectations? I'm going to be the same person I am, but it might look different.
Right.
Yeah.
Because that's part of life.
Absolutely.
Whew. I get why you're the go-to. I get why you're the go-to for your friends. I really do.
Everybody has different situations, and you kind of have to sit down. And that's the thing. There's no one answer. That's for anybody. There's no one. Tamica, tell me what to do. Tell me these tips. Give me the thing. Give me the person. You know the tips. You know the person. You know yourself. All I can do is like bring that out of you, make you see all of those things. And so people try to hide their flaws. Put them out there. Put them on Front Street. People don't want to date someone date them because of. You just don't know. It's all of the, it's going through the back door for me. It's this unpopular opinion of everything. And you just get what you need.
Right.
When you start doing the things that you've never done.
Right.
Because it hasn't gotten you anyway, because you're single, right?
Yep. So you might as well be open to it.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm like, don't listen. I'm like, don't take advice from somebody who's not doing better than you.
Right.
I'm going to say it again. Don't take advice from someone who's not doing better than you in any situation, a job, a relationship, anything.
Right.
Because.
Right. Or maybe you can look at all the things they did wrong and then like keep that in mind as you.
But some people will listen to the wrong person.
Oh,
that's
absolutely.
what I'm saying. And I'm like, sure. Okay, what are we doing?
Right. Don't set yourself up.
Right.
Like, please don't.
Right.
We have to come to New Orleans and see you.
You're coming to New Orleans.
Yes,
to see
I love New Orleans.
Now
you
have to say. You have to.
Like I love it there, and just meeting you, it's like the aura and the energy I see on the show. I'm like, okay.
Aw.
I believe this, but like you are so like amazing and your aura is incredible. And I just love this conversation. Anytime you're in New York, please come by.
I know.
And we are going to come to New Orleans and we expect to see you.
Well, I'm here. I'm calling you next time I'm here. That's happening. And when you're in New Orleans next time, soon.
Hopefully soon.
Please make it around Mardi Gras so I can really show you. Because I'm the queen of New Orleans. So when I say I can hook you up and I got you the best, you have the best seat in the house everywhere.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Can we get on a float?
I have my own float. Yes.
Oh my gosh. That's so cool.
I have the only all-female float in this crew that rides. And so it's all women and we just cut up. We have a female DJ on we do Jello shots and it's
wow.
Everybody should come ride. Y'all, everybody come ride.
Ooh. I'm there. Okay, wait. Do you like king cake?
Yes, it has to be a certain type from a certain place because everybody tries to do king cake. And king cake, and I'm saying this out now, people from New Orleans know this, but everybody else does not. King cake is only supposed to be eaten between a certain time, it's King's Day, which is January 6th. I don't even know if you knew this. Which is 12 days after Christmas. So no one knows the story. So 12 days after Christmas, the 12th night, King's Day is January 6th. So on January 6th, you start eating king cake. And then it goes to Mardi Gras. Mardi Gras is the day before Ash Wednesday every year. So the date changes. So that's the only time. People try to do king cake every other time. And I'm like, who are you? Who are you?
Okay, wait. What do you like more, gumbo or jambalaya?
I feel like it's all the same. I feel like everything. I'm also unpopular opinion. I feel like it's all the same with different spices because it's like, but it's gumbo. I've tried to make gumbo twice since my mother-in-law passed because she made it
the best.
Oh my God. And you can't tell your mama that because your mama made gumbo and you can't say, Mom, I like my mother-in-law's gumbo. That's like.
What made your mother-in-law's the best?
I think I really think she tried to poison me for like half of my, I'm not kidding. So I think I really think, I swear I think she poisoned me half the time. But that's all right.
It was so delicious.
It was so delicious.
Nessa makes a great gumbo.
So good.
I'm okay.
And
Don't say that to a native.
You know what? You made me gumbo and it was great.
What color is your roux?
Mine is a tan. I don't like dark roux.
Okay.
I'm not
judging Jesus over here. Strike one. Okay, number two.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I don't know. You know what? Christina, my childhood best friend, her mom, they had it more of like a almost caramel brown, not dark.
Okay, brown.
I've had dark roux before, and I don't.
What color is it supposed to be?
It's supposed to be dark.
It's supposed to
technically, right?
It's supposed to be on the medium to darker side.
I went to a spot where they put a scoop of potato salad.
Yeah, did you do potato salad in the middle?
I loved it.
Okay, I don't do it growing up, but I started doing that recently because I've changed. I'm a new person.
You're
apparently, your husband, keep up. Today I eat potato salad and smack dab in the middle of my gumbo.
It was so
keep
good.
up. That's who I am today. See, we're ever changing.
I love seafood gumbo.
Seafood gumbo is good.
Woo, that is like
seafood gumbo is good. That's what I make. I've got to do this year. I got to do the chicken stock. I mean the shrimp stock.
Yeah,
I know
boil.
It's a lot.
So I watch YouTube tutorials.
Now we're having a whole everybody's out there taking notes.
Right?
Yeah.
Can you please do and just post it how you do it so I can learn too? I
know how to do I do a lot of things well. And when I don't do it well, I don't do it. And cooking just might not be it.
Okay.
So I stay away from things I don't do well. Yeah, I will tap dance around all the things I do great. And you will not know what I don't do great.
Okay.
So I don't do it.
What's the one thing you could do great that no one has any idea about? A talent?
It's it's stupid. I can write, I'm right-handed, but I can write backwards in script backwards with my left hand.
Whoa. That's not stupid.
That's amazing.
I can actually do it, but
How did you learn this?
I'm dyslexic. I didn't realize that till I became an anchor, by the way.
Wow. Okay.
3 years ago. Yes, which made sense of why I failed everything in school and it sucked and couldn't barely get into college. But I was like, I know I'm smart, right?
Right.
But my grades were I barely got a 17 on the ACT. I think because I wrote my name, I got a 17. I can't test well. I'm dyslexic. Did not know any of this until 3 years ago. Changed my life. I'm reading the prompter and I'm like, and so I thought I did really well for my test read. And the producer's like, so you said everything backwards?
So wait, what did you do? How did you?
So we have to write everything out. So if it's 1994, you have to write out 19. I would say 941. I can't do that.
Interesting.
I would switch over. So my producer had to really figure out how to write for me.
Right. Oh my God. That's amazing though.
Right. So yeah. I talk fast. And so because I'm trying to, it's a lot. I had to learn a lot when I was anchoring. Yeah. I was like, wait, I think something's wrong with the prompter. And they're like, no, it's you. I'm like, oh, okay. Okay. So yeah, it was, so I think that, so yes, my weird thing that I can do is because I'm dyslexic and then it's all the ADHD in my head. I think I can actually I don't know.
That's
I can write
incredible.
Backwards in script with my left hand. So much so if I write it and you flip the paper and look in the light, it's in script beautifully.
Oh my gosh,
this is
so cool.
It's fascinating. I don't even know how
cool.
I found this out, but yeah.
That's incredible.
Right. It's weird.
Okay,
so cool.
You know, this is so cool. We need you to do that while we get lunch till 6:30 p.m. in New Orleans.
Right.
This is going to be so. We're going to be talking about it the
with
whole
a potato
time.
salad, everything.
I can't. I'm looking forward to the rest of the episodes for Ready to Love. I can't wait to see what happens.
Yes.
I need to know if anyone's going to get married. More importantly, I want to know if anyone's going to move to New Orleans.
Hey, that's
for love or for fun.
Know. That's what we need to know.
You will
excited. Find out.
Are there more arguments on the show?
There's always more arguments.
Okay, there's more arguments.
I mean, we're adults.
Heartbreak. 4
women are living together, and the dates get more intense because people are coming around, sticking around.
For longer.
Yeah, I throw surprises. I have like 4 surprises left and I come with like surprises every episode.
Oh my!
Yeah.
Excited.
Yeah, so this is fun. I want to know if you think that any of the women that are with the guys, if they're going to stay with them, like if that's how it ends. Like Zadi's with Cam.
Yep.
You think that's going to last?
I don't know about forever, but I think it's going to last for a bit.
Ashley, who she's with this week? She was with Kirsten, right?
I don't think that's going to last.
Okay.
I feel like he's a little too judgy.
Vernisha, Jabari.
I think they're going to have great fire and chemistry for a while. And then, actually for a good amount. And then I don't think it's going to work. I think he's going to mess it up.
And Charisse, right now she's with Mizell.
I want Charisse, I want that situation to be the most surprising because I feel like it's been a disaster for her every single time with whoever she's gone out with. I really have. Because I feel like, I also feel, not that she has high expectations. I think she's clear in what she likes and like things that she's wanted, like, hey, conversation, put your guard down. And like these things are things that we should all want. Right. And I find it like the guys that she's been set up with don't want to give her that.
Right.
And I don't feel like that's fair. I want her to be.
You want more for her.
I want more for her.
Yes.
So I don't know.
You don't think she needs to do some
loosening up too?
Yeah.
I do. Okay. I do think so. But I think from what I've seen, again, the episodes I've seen, she really goes off somebody's vibe.
Yes.
So if they're slightly off, she's gonna like.
Remember I told you she was the first one that was like, I like you, Tamica. Like I need you. Like you're my sis. Like that. She has a really good judgment of a person.
So, and I think if she feels good, like if she gets that vibe with you, then like she's going to open up to you. But I think if she feels that you're hiding something,
100%,
you're closed off, I think her guard is up, which is very natural.
Right.
You know?
But I mean, I'm like, I need you to take it down for like,
I know.
I got to get more from you. But yes, you're right. No, you're
that's
right.
Why you're there to help her.
You're right. You are.
Right?
And then everything goes whoop. So,
so for me, I want her to find I want the right guy to find her for sure. Just because I think she has a lot to give and I feel like she really is in it for the right reasons, but I think she's also guarded. Yeah. Also, Ashley, like I think I just want to see everyone thrive.
Well, I'll tell you this, and I won't say who, and it's interesting your things. But I will tell you, there's big love and there's a big heartbreak.
No.
So I'll tell you that. That's it. And the people you think are going to be there might not be there because everything kind of goes, but then also it could be. You never know.
Okay, I'm going to be watching and then I'm going to message you and be like, what is happening?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. I think the next episode is when this was my face and they might, I don't think they're going to show it as long as it happened. Next episode, this was my face for 10 minutes.
Like, is it that bad or good?
I went, what?
Oh no, I can't wait.
And my mouth, and they're like, Tamica, open. And I was like, what just happened? Yeah. No, I was shook. Yeah. I think it's Friday's episode for sure.
We will be tuning in. And I'm going to message you. And
it might go into 6 too, because it's that. I was like, what?
No.
Yeah,
Oh,
I know. It's crazy.
It's good.
It's great. It's good. It gets good.
Well, thank you so much, Tamica, for taking the time to be here with us.
Day, but I gotta go.
You have an incredible aura for sure. And I'm just say hi to the family.
Yeah.
It just gives your positive vibes to New Orleans when you land. Just know I'm there with you.
I feel like you're a native New Orleanian.
For sure. Like that, my
there.
spirit,
yes.
100%. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nessa, for having me. Thank
Absolutely.
You.